Hello folks, this is Sullla once again, and you're listening to a special commentary video for League of Legends, this one featuring the new mode of Dominion. Yes, Dominion is in beta testing, and it's been made available to the public during certain narrow off-peak timing hour windows. For me, this happened to be a Wednesday afternoon at 12 from 11 to 1 p.m. and fortunately I was free to be able to play the game during that span of time. So I am here together with a couple of friends from the YouTube channel. So with me are Marshme playing Akali, with Yaye playing Nidalee, with Juan C. Meirum playing Mordekaiser, and I hope I get that right. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation, but I just think I'm just going to go with Juan for Mordekaiser. And then Sunrise playing as Ashe, longtime online friend for various different games. So anyway, we've got a team here. We were trying to theory craft a little bit about what sort of champions would be good for Dominion, and we were experimenting with a couple of them. We did 3 total games of Dominion, and this was the 3rd game we did. We felt like we were sort of figuring it out a little bit more as we went along with each game that we played, and we sort of came to the conclusion that Akali and Rammus were both really good champions for Dominion. So I'll get into more on why that is in a little bit as we go through this video, but I want to talk a little bit about the game mode. As I think everybody watching this probably knows, Dominion is a capture and hold style of gameplay. So in other words, it's basically like capture the flag mode in a way, or sort of taking victory points or taking challenge points or whatever you want to call them. But this is something that's very common in first-person shooters, of course, where you have to take control of various points on the map and hold them for a certain amount of time, and whoever can hold them for the longest amount of time is usually the winner. Normally in shooters it's like 10, 15, 20-minute games, and whoever can hold the capture points the longest. Dominion is a little bit different. Each side starts out with 500 points, and then it ticks down during the game. When you hold more capture points than your opponents, their score goes down. When they hold more than you, then your score goes down. And when you tick down from 500 to 0, whoever hits 0 first is the side that loses. So basically, the more points you have, the better you're doing. The fewer points you have, the worse you're doing. There are, of course, 5 points on the map, 5 different points. They all have individual names, but I'm afraid I don't know what they are yet. And here we go. By the way, I'm a little amazed that LoL Replay, which is completely unofficial, actually does work in terms of replay mode for Dominion. Anyway, so you have these 5 points. They all have individual names, but as I was saying, I don't know what they are yet, so I'm just going to refer to them as top, and then middle, top, and then the 2 middles, left middle, right middle, and then bottom right, bottom left, that sort of thing. So again, I'm sure that as we play this game mode more, learn what these are, but so far I actually have no idea what the names of the individual points are, so excuse me if I'm not familiar with that. Now Rammus, the reason why Rammus is really good on Dominions from what we've been seeing so far is just his mobility, his speed. One of the key things you want to do when playing on Dominion is try to grab points that nobody is defending, so basically sort of backdooring the other team. So Rammus, really good at this. As such, I'm going to start with Boots of Mobility, and it actually is one of the recommended items for Rammus. By the way, you also start level 3 when you play on Dominion, and I've chosen to put 1 point in each skill. I'm actually going to be maxing Powerball first on Rammus, which is weird, but I want that movement speed. I've also gone utility spec on Rammus, which is also kind of silly, because I want that movement speed. And then the next item I'm going to pick up is this one, Priscilla's Blessing. It gives you this passive that gives you capture rate, and I didn't even realize it had an active. You get extra movement speed if you use it as an active. I had no idea that it does that. If I had known that, I definitely would have used it during this game. Anyway, so I'm going to start. I'm going to zoom right to the top. I'm going to go straight for that capture point. Well, no, actually, I'm going to grab this. This is a movement speed boost, so I'm going to go for that. And I'm going to head right to top to grab it. We're going to have Sunrise grab the bottom point, and the rest of our Yaye is going to grab this second point. Now, the other team did what I think is a standard strategy, sending like 2 people to each point. But watch this, because I'm Rammus, because I have all that extra speed, I'm actually going to be able to grab this capture point up at the top before the enemy team can even get up here. So that's going to give us an initial lead 3-2 before the game even starts. Okay, now other things to keep in mind. Now notice right here, their team is making a nice little play here. They're sending all these people to go grab this this tower in our back lines, or this capture point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak down here and try to grab one of theirs. Meanwhile, the rest of our team is going to fight them up here. So immediately we've got a 4-on-4 up here in top, and I'll try to keep up with the action, but there's a lot of action on Dominion, so it's kind of hard to keep track. Right there, Yaye taking a lot of damage. I think Twisted Fate is going to finish him off there, and we're also going to lose our Mordekaiser player, but Marshme is going to get a kill. Meanwhile, I am taking this bottom tower right here, and Kale has the same idea. This is a nice play on her part, trying to take this tower. So we traded 1 for 2. We came out behind. But because I took that tower, we are still ahead in capture points. We're actually ahead 3-1 right now because Kale is still grabbing this one. So there we go, back to 3-2. But I am once again in the back of their base trying to grab this one. Now Twisted Fate has revived after being killed. He either killed or went back, and so I'm gonna have to back out. But we are still ahead narrowly on capture points for the moment. Jarvan trying to take this one, but now Marshme is going to jump in here with Akali, and this is why Akali is so good on this map, because you are just dueling constantly, and Akali is a great duelist for 1v1. Anyway, Heimer was pushing. He didn't back with the rest of his team, so we're going to pick him off right there. And another advantage of being Rammus, moving around the map quickly, is I can come at people from angles they don't expect. Anyway, like I said, Akali, great duelist one-on-one, so she feels really strong on this map, at least from what we found so far. There's tons and tons of 1v1, so champs that are good at 1v1 tend to be pretty good at this. Anyway, I have caught Kale in the middle of the map, but I'm not going to win this fight, so I'm just going to disengage using my power ball and just going to roll out of there. I'm going to come down here, try to help in this fight where we're once again fighting over this capture point. They're actually ahead of us right here. Their Sunrise is going to finish that off. Now I'm going to try to chase down Jarvan right here. We're actually scoring kills all over the map. I'm actually going to pop Ghost, and yes, I brought Ghost on Rammus, which is a little bit weird, but I am going to use that. Not quite able to chase down that Jarvan player right there. So the other team is ahead. They're actually ahead 3-1 right now, so they're scoring a lot of points at the moment, and their whole team is over here coming after Sunrise. Are they going to be able to finish off Sunrise? I believe they're going to get him, but while that was going on, I was actually over here grabbing this tower. They all ran forward to try to grab our tower, and while that was going on, I slipped back here. I'm not going to be able to take this point, but I was able to take it away from, well, I wasn't able to capture for our team, but I was able to send it back to neutral status, and they had to send Twisted Fate back to deal with that. While that's going on, our Mordekaiser player, Wan Si Meirum, or whatever it is, was taking top tower, and Marsh and me was taking this. So we're actually going to be ahead 3-1 in, or 3-2 in another minute or so. Anyway, I picked up my second item. Like I said, this Priscilla's Blessing seems like a good item just because for champs that want to run around the map, trying to capture points, because it increases capture rate. Anyway, here I was waiting for more champs to get in here, so here comes Marsh and me, and now I'm going to taunt that Master Yi so he's not able to finish off Juan, our Mordekaiser player, and so then we are going to finish him off there. Next, now we want to continue chasing this Kale player. We do have a 3-on-1 here. Now Twisted Fate and Twisted Fate and Jarvan are taking a capture point up there, so we have to be careful. Remember, the goal of this game, not to get kills, the goal is to capture points. But killing people makes it easier to capture points. So we're going to lose that point up there, but because we've just killed a couple of people, we should be safe to go and grab more points. Anyway, Twisted Fate gated into the middle of our team, but we have a lot more people around him. He's really by himself there, and so we're just going to gang up on him and finish him off, and that's going to be an easy kill. He really shouldn't have gated there. Anyway, I went for this bottom point. Again, not able to take it, but watch this. I was able to send it back to neutral status, and now Master Yi wants to recapture it. And watch, I'm just going to keep running interference. Every time he tries to recapture it, I'm going to come in here and start messing with him, so he has to break off. Now, Heimer is going to come over here and help out, and here comes Kale. So I'm just going to disengage at this point. I'm going to leave, but they've now sent 3 people to bottom to try to recapture that, and that meant that we had a 4-on-1 top, so we're going to take this top tower here. So just running interference down here in bottom lane allowed us to get a kill and then take another one of these points up here on the top of the map. So that worked out pretty well for us. Anyway, their team is pushing in bottom, so now we are going to have to redistribute champions from up here. Yaye is going to stick around top lane. He's going to put pressure on this capture point here. I'm trying to defend here, which is not a good thing. I'm really configured not for fighting. I'm basically all configured for just running around the map. So I'm going to do my best to defend this. I'm going to taunt Heimer right here. He's going to flash out. Now here comes the cavalry, Sunrise, Marsh, and me coming in here, and we're going to be able to hold on to this tower here. And so as long as we can hold that lead, as long as we're ahead 3-on-2, we're in good shape. Now, in comes Juan as well. We're going to get the Mordekaiser Ghost. I'm going to go down there in the fight, but we're going to clean up the rest of this fight. We're going to go 2 for 1 right there, and we got a Ghost on that Heimerdinger player. So that means that we're in good shape in order to continue pushing, continue putting pressure. Yaye still hanging up here in top, but now look at what Master Yi has done. This is a nice play on the part of their Master Yi, slipping in here, grabbing this tower with nobody in the area, and right there Sunrise is going to arrow him, and that actually is going to interrupt this capture. By the way, these things do function as towers when you are not trying to control them. They do function as towers. Here I thought that I could send it back, fill up the green meter. Apparently you can't do that. If you capture it, it just recharges slowly. See that right there? So you can't fill it back up if it's already yours. But anyway, nice arrow by Sunrise, interrupted Master Yi, and now Yaya and I are going to slip in here and grab this tower over here on the backside. Master Yi is going to come in and interrupt, and now here comes Twisted Fate using his gate, so we're going to have to back off there. One of the key things that we found already early on with Dominion is knowing when to fight and when not to fight. See, like right here, 3-on-1, no reason for Yayi to fight that. Instead, while there's 3 up here and Yayi's keeping them busy, I am going to slip down here and grab this tower uncontested. Heimer trying to do the same thing up there, but again, this is where champion selection comes into play. Heimer is not really the champ who you want to have trying to slip in and backdoor, and Marshmi is going to take him down easily as Akali. Remember what I said about Akali being good at 1v1. Anyway, so there they came, KL, Master Yi coming down here trying to catch me, but I'm just going to burn my flash, hop out of there, and we're actually ahead. We are going to lose this top tower, but look at sneaky Yaye slipping into the back and grabbing their capture point on the right side. So once again, we're ahead 3-2 right now. And now we are going to slip up here and try to fight them up here at the top side of the tower. Again, can't really talk about item choices or anything like that. There's just too much action going on in this matchup here. So now Jarvan getting stuck behind his team. Twisted Fate also getting trapped in a bad position. So we are just going to fight. Oh, a point blank arrow from Sunrise. So there's 2 easy kills for us. And now we're going to grab this capture point. Once again, enemy team not focusing on this point here. This is my favorite point of the when you're on the left side of the map. I found that I like this point the most. It seems to be where the enemy team ignores. So once again, going to neutralize and now try to capture. Don't believe I'm going to be able to finish it. Nope, not quite able to finish it off. 3/4 of the way, but not able to finish off. Here comes Master Yi along with KL. So once again, putting pressure on the enemy team, forcing them to send more champs down here. Marsh and me is going to jump in here. He probably shouldn't be doing this fight. Just because it's a 3-on-1, but once again, occupying their attention, forcing them to send champs down here. He is going to die in the process, which is perhaps not ideal, but in the meantime, we are going to try to send more champs down here. Yeah, Marsh and me probably shouldn't have fought that. Meanwhile, though, while they have so many in bot, we're going to come up here and go after Heimer. He's all by himself, so this is a 3-on-1. We're going to take him down quickly. He did defend this tower. Now, we're not going to be able to capture this one because the rest of their team is rushing up here. But again, we are still ahead 3-1. Although Jarvan is making a nice play here, trying to slip through, trying to grab that capture point. Anyway, so we're just going to sort of reset the fight here, back off. I am going to go for, you guessed it, this point down here in the corner. Everybody on their team seems to have lost track of me, so I'm going to grab this. Now, their team also making a smart play. Master Yi and Kale going for this one, and Jarvan, as we said, got this point before, but I am going to neutralize this point once again, take it off their side. Now, if a point's neutralized, neither side gets points for it, so by neutralizing that, they don't get any points for having it. Heimer actually flashes after me here, and I'm going to roll in behind Jarvan, and there's the taunt right there, going to help us get that kill. So I neutralized that point, and Juan Merun has been going after this point. I think he was able to neutralize that one, so we're going to retake this point down here. And we actually are going to be behind, but right now it is 2-2 or 3-2 in their favor. So we're a little bit behind, and Juan is in kind of bad shape here. He's kind of behind the enemy team, but he should be able to get out, or no. Nice Heimer rockets. I thought that he actually managed to get out of that, but nope. And now Sunrise has made a mistake coming forward to support this. He is been in a situation where he's now going to be in like a 2 or 3v1. So he's doing a good job of retreating, chasing back. Meanwhile, but now the cavalry has gotten near Yaye, and Marsh and me have showed up. And while that's going on, I'm going to do the same thing as before, and I am just going to backdoor towers the whole time. So one of the things we've been finding in Dominion is it definitely makes sense to try to pick some people and assign them fighting roles, other people capture roles. Having one person who does nothing but try to capture points seems to work really well. So while these guys are fighting down here, I've already taken the top point, and now I'm going to go over here and grab this. Master Yi going to come out and try to fight with me, but again, I'm Rammus, so I'm just going to calmly disengage, going to pop Powerball, and as long as he's chasing me, he's not fighting elsewhere on the map. Oh, I wanted to grab that health regen pack, but I wasn't able to get it. Right here, Twisted Fate about to stun me with gold cards, so I'm going to flash over the wall using the map architecture to my advantage. And meanwhile, the rest of the team has been cleaning up. While their team was distracted with me running around, we were able to win a fight in bottom. And look what they've forgotten about. They forgot about this capture point, so I'm just going to head right back here and grab this one as well, at least neutralize it. Master Yi doing the same thing. I think that Yi was playing the best overall on their team. Seemed to sort of get this whole game mode better than a lot of the other players. It's definitely an adjustment from playing on Summoner's Rift, just sort of getting used to how the map works, what things to focus on. Now right here, this was my favorite fight of the match. Right here, Yaye is fighting Master Yi, and I was like, come to me, Yaye, come here, come here, come here. And so right here, I'm going to taunt Master Yi Yi, and while he's attacking me, I have my ultimate popped right there, Nidalee Spear. So that's some nice teamwork right there. Yage brought Master Yi over to me where I could help him out in the fight, and then a spear finished it off. So we actually are behind right now in points, 3-2 in their favor, but we're going to grab this top point. Meanwhile, more fighting going on down there in bottom lane. Kayle coming out trying to defend. At this point, we just need to back off. Look how low Yage and I are. Another thing is when you're in a position where you can't fight, rather than fight and die and then give them free reign on the map, it's better just to back off. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go back and heal. Meanwhile, Sunrise and Juan are doing good stuff at the bottom of the map. They're able to score another kill down there. Heimer hanging around here, Master Yi, Yage right there as well. Kayle is going to go for this top, looks like she's going to go for this top capture point, but here we go. Rammus with full Powerball and Mobility Boots moves really fast, so here we go. Going to capture him, there's the taunt, and then with Yage, going to finish that off. So we're going to score that kill pretty easily and hold on to this capture point. Nevertheless, we are behind, still in scores, still down 3-2, so we're going to go for this top tower here. Meanwhile, the fight just continuing in bottom. I found also that a lot of fighting seems to go on in this lane down here in bot. Seems to be one of the most popular places to fight. So we're going to neutralize this right here. And now Master Yi has come in, and I need to get a taunt off on Master Yi, but I wasn't able to. And unfortunately, Yage was taken down before I could get off my taunt on Master Yi. So I'm going to Powerball out of here, but Master Yi is actually going to flash after me, and so I'm going to Powerball into him. This is where it would be really nice if I had known that there was a movement speed boost on this Priscilla's Blessing, but I didn't know that. So actually going to just die there, and that did not work out very well for us at all. Still 2-2. They have to capture this point because we just neutralized it, and Marsh and me is going to jump after Twisted Fate. Akali versus Twisted Fate. This isn't even a contest, so that's an easy kill for Marsh and me. Nice job there. Rylai's Hextech Revolver and one of those Doran's / Prospectors items, so looking good there. Anyway, I'm going to revive, and right now we are once again behind, but look at what Kayle has decided to do, has pushed over here by herself. Oh, I guess not by herself. Master Yi's here too, but Marsh and me doing a great job of hiding in the smoke cloud. And remember, these things do function as towers if you attack a champion near them. So anyway, he is going to get that kill on Kayle, and now we are going to go after Master Yi. I'm going to pop my Ghost here to chase, and a Rammus with Boots of Mobility, Ghost, and a maxed out Powerball moves really fast as Master Yi is about to find out. There's the taunt, there's Rammus ult, and should be enough to kill him. And while I'm here, might as well grab that tower too. Anyway, the rest of our team is still fighting down here. One thing we found in a previous game was I was playing Ashe, and I seemed to discover, you know what? Ashe is a pretty decent champ for this because of her ability to kite. Oh, by the way, Twisted Fate ran out and tried to 2v1, so we're just going to kill him. And yeah, that didn't work out. Ashe, a pretty good champ, but we found that Ashe worked well when Ashe just sort of hung around in bottom lane and didn't go running around all over the map. So maybe that's something we'll discover as we play more of this, but we found that for a champ like Ashe, or maybe AD carries in general, just picking one part of the map and trying to hang out there, like maybe from here down to here, seemed to work out well, as opposed to just trying to run everywhere on the map, because you don't have the mobility to do that. Anyway, now at this point in time, we saw Kayle and Master Yi going for this capture point right here, and we were like, we can gank this, we can get this 2-on-3, 3-on-2, 3-on-2. So we're going to go after this. I'm going to taunt Kayle, and right here, Master Yi trying to run away. Marsh and me is going to get that, and so we're going to score that kill easily. Now, meanwhile, Sunrise and Juan are just hanging out down here defending. I believe that Yai is going to head down there to help them out, and me, because my goal is to capture points, I am going to roll in here and start grabbing this one. And yeah, Yaya, I believe, is going to come down here and help out so that we can equalize the numbers. But right here, going to neutralize this capture point, so it's actually 3-1 right now. And I saw Heimer coming up, but I was like, Heimer, you are not fast enough. You cannot get here before I get this. And when we have a 4-1 edge, those points go down really fast. Watch how fast the points go down. Yeah, going down 2 at a time. Right here, got a kill in bottom lane, and we're going to get a Mordekaiser Ghost out of it too. So things are just going well for us all over the map right now. And we're going to push on this bottom tower right here and try to grab this one. They are going to recapture this one, but even if they take this and we grab this bottom, we just trade 1 for 1, and we go back to being up 4-1 in towers, which is where we were before. Yeah, and right there, we actually got a big bonus point because one of the quests was to grab this this capture point. They do these quest things. I think they're a little silly, but anyway, we got more points for taking that because it was a quest objective. Anyway, Master Yi just tried to one-on-one me, and I honestly thought he would beat me one-on-one, but apparently my defensive bulk roll was giving me enough armor that he just killed himself on my effective Thornmail. Then Heimer in the middle of the map, I guess he was trying to grab the shard there, the storm thing. I don't know what it's called, that bonus in the middle of the map. I think he was trying to grab that, but we just cleaned up Heimer right there. Anyway, I went back. I was low. Oh, this is another thing. We saw these guys pushing on this capture point, and we were all low from the previous fight. So we said, don't fight. Let's go back to base. Let's heal and buy, and we'll fight them at this capture point. So you'll see the results of that in 1 second here. So this is fight, if you can see, going real well. Akali is in the middle of the team, bursting people left and right. I think I got a taunt on Jarvan, not the best target, but Kale getting shot by that tower, dying really fast, going after Twisted Fate, and boop! Gonna take him down with Powerball right there. Always funny when you get a kill like that. So again, the lesson there was we were beat up from the last fight. Instead of trying to fight for this capture point and probably losing. Oh, and Master Yi is gonna try to defend, but there's just nothing he can do. Instead of trying to fight here while we were already beat up, we went back to base, we healed, and then we fought them here, and it just went really well for us. Went much better than it otherwise would have. So anyway, we're ahead in capture points again. These guys are coming at the fight in a last-ditch effort, but yeah, we have a 5-on-2 there, and it's going about as poorly as you'd expect. So the timer is just about to tick out, but guess what? They actually are going to surrender before it hits 0, which was sort of like, okay, you were on like 6 health, but whatever. Okay, wrap it up. Look at the stat screen. Alright, so there we have the Dominion victory screen. Looks pretty similar to the normal one. We played 3 total matches. The little crystal indicator in green and red is how many points you had. We still had 211 points left over on our Nexus, and theirs has 6 because they surrendered with 6 left. Now, one of the interesting things about the Dominion whole setup is that they never show KDA, kills, deaths, and assists in game. You can see them on the tab screen, but that's it. It's not shown on the top right. Instead, there's like this Dominion points system that scores and gives you points on a number of different things. It most highly values capturing points, though. It values capturing points over anything else. I believe you get a few points for killing people, but you don't really get that many. So because I was the one who was so active in capturing points in this match, I ended up with the most points on our game. And when we played our previous game, we had Yaya playing the same role, and he had the most points for playing that. So we're still really early. You can see I've only played 3 Dominion games, so I don't know that much about this mode, but it already seems that the way to go with this one is to have one person who's very, very highly mobile and just focuses on capturing points. Anytime they leave a point undefended, go in there and try to capture it. And even if you don't get it, you at least put pressure on their team, force them back to defend, force them to come back and shoo you away from trying to grab that particular point. It also seems that it's good to have one or two people that just focus on defending your towers. In this case, we had Sunrise kind of playing that role. He mostly just stayed in that bottom lane. That seemed to work well. And then, of course, some champs that are good at dueling. So, for example, Akali, really good at that. We found Akali to be very, very strong in this map. We saw people running a lot of Master Yi. We saw a lot of Tryndamere also on that map. So similar idea there, people who are good at 1v1, that sort of thing. So, you know, that seems like another role that's useful. And of course, you're always going to need people to be tanky, people who have some crowd control type skills. So, I mean, we're going to figure this out as it goes along, but I think that the role of having one person who just tries to put pressure on the enemy team, mobility boots, one of those items that boost capture rates, I think that that is a role that we're definitely going to see in Dominion plays as we go along, just because the value of putting pressure on the other team, always having someone, if they push forward with 4, then someone's going to dash in there and try to grab a point, just seems like a really viable and very powerful strategy, at least in the early going here. And I think that Rammus is going to be permabanned once we get ranked mode on Dominion. If we get ranked mode on Dominion, I think that he's going to be just a very, very highly targeted ban, let me just put it that way, due to his extreme speed, his extreme mobility, and the fact that he brings a lot of crowd control too. So anyway, this game, interesting. There are more games up on my live stream if you want to see them. I put this one up because this was the 3rd game we did, and we were kind of figuring it out more by the end. Our first game, we really had no idea what we were doing. So anyway, going to be fun to play around with this. I enjoyed Dominion more than I thought I would. I was pretty skeptical of this when I saw the previews, but it is coming, and it looks like it's going to be a nice addition to League of Legends when it actually gets here. So again, short video. Nice thing about Dominion is the videos are shorter. It doesn't take me forever to cast them and put them up on YouTube. So once again, hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see more of Dominion soon. Until then, take care.